everybody. Welcome to the IRT Preview Show. My name is Todd Boss. I am the co-host of the Fantasy Fast Break podcast with Brian Pineda. And this is something new that we're trying on the IRT tour. We're going to do a preview show, kind of kick off the weekend, talk about the event that we're about to have. We're going to talk about the sponsors because without sponsors, this event can't happen and neither does anything in our sport. Give some history behind the host's site and the host city, and then talk through what's at stake and talk about the tour and where we are in the season and whatnot. Basically all the kind of cool stuff that you might want to have as a racquetball fan. First off, this is the Papanicholas Coffee Shamrock Shootout. We're in Shamrock, Illinois. Normally this is a long-running event with a long-running title sponsor in Papanicholas. For the past few years, we've had this event at the Glass Court Fitness Club. They went through a change of ownership, and luckily, actually, which is something that was great news, in the fall, we heard word that they weren't closing the club. It was just going to win under new ownership, and they were refurbishing it, and we hopefully will be back at that club soon. In the meantime, we're at the Schaumburg Tennis Plus facility located in Schaumburg, Illinois. This is the home club of the new IRT commissioner, Dave Negretti. They're also going to be playing some matches at the Forest View Racket Club in Arlington Heights, which is just down the road. This is kind of a cool facility and a cool club. It has a little bit of history that's kind of note to racquetball fans. This club is where the portable court was first built, stood up, and first debuted. It was back in 2008, and if you remember at that time, the tour signed on major sponsors in Motorola and Verizon, and there was a huge season kickoff slam that featured the portable court, and it was held at this club. Rocky Carson ended up winning that event, and he ended up kind of steamrolling on the backs of that event, steamrolling through, and he won the 08-09 title with the help of winning that slam. This event is going to benefit Dave Negretti's nonprofit Racquetball Now, which helps support junior racquetball and adult racquetball programs. He's doing what he does to help the game. He was elected to the Hall of Fame a couple of years ago, kind of on the backs of all of his accomplishments in the sport. Before we get going, I wanted to call out some of the major sponsors for this event. First off, the title sponsor is Papanicholas Coffee. They've been, as I mentioned before, they've been kind of sponsoring the IRT events for a while. Chicago-based. Hey, listen, if you're going to the grocery store and you're buying a can of Folgers coffee or whatever's available there, don't do that. Get on Amazon or go to Papanicholas' site and you can order their beans, for a reasonable price. Probably, I just checked the price recently, and I'm paying less for their coffee than I am paying for coffee that I'm pulling at my local Publix. So, as a fan of the sport, and if you're listening to this, do your best to support our sponsors, and the way you support our sponsors is to mention them like I'm doing, and then to actually use their products. Presenting sponsors for this event include KWM Gutterman and Keith Miner, who does a ton for the sport, as everybody knows. Sue and Leo, the Sue and Leo Clematis Foundation. If you didn't know, Sue and Leo, who are also USAR Hall of Fame members, were the ones that funded the building of the portable court. So they are longtime sponsors. That was a huge donation that they made back in the mid 2000s, and we continue to use the court today. And not as much as we'd like, but that is we hope to use them some more. Also, a presenting sponsor is Dr. George Pappas. He's at TylerMedicalServices.com. Running through really quick the gold sponsors and just giving you notes where I know about them. Frank and Diane Bunker at the Shelters. Eugene Coyle, who's a longtime top amateur player in the Chicago area. Rob Dreger at Dreger Law. Alak Mehta, he is, if you didn't know who Alak is, he's a top player. He gets some pro, like a top open player. And he also is spearheading India Racquetball, which is kind of neat. Racquetball Now or ripitracquetball.com. And then, of course, Dave Negretti. There's a slew of other sponsors but those are the presenting and the gold and the supporting sponsors for this event. So, speaking of, we are we're in March now. The season runs to the end of June. So we're about 10 or 11 events into the season now, and we're starting to see some crystallization at the top of the tour. Right now, Kane, WASELENCHUK, and Conrado Moscoso have separated themselves at the top of the tour, and if you run some point simulations, as I've done, and which we'll get into in a moment, basically, unless those two both get hit by a truck, one of those two is going to win the season-ending title. So the question is, Who's it going to be? Conrado has really come on fire. Conrado got hurt at the beginning of last year, missed a couple events, and then had some kind of poor results. But he's won the last four tournaments on tour. He started out his streak in Pleasanton back in October. He won the SoCal Open in Fullerton in December. He won Sioux Falls in February, and then he won the Minnesota Hall of Fame just a couple of weeks ago. So he's on a tear. Not only that, not only has he won four tournaments in a row, which has only been done a handful of times in the history of the tour, in that time he's managed to come up head to head with the greatest of all time, Kane, and he's beaten him 3 times in a row. Although those wins have been kind of all over the road. For those of you who saw the final from the Minnesota Hall of Fame event, you saw one of the strangest finals we've probably ever seen on tour. Kane came out just blazing, as looking as intense as I've ever seen him look, and beat Conrado 15-0 in the first game of the final, and then started out with another 4-point run. So he ran off 19 straight points to start the event. And at 4-0 in the second game, I was thinking, good Lord, are we going to see a double donut in an IRT Tour final? That'd be crazy. But Kane gave up the serve at 4-0 up. Conrado got an ace, kind of broke the vibe a little bit. Right, he grounded his way back into the game, worked through an injury in the end of game 2, pushed it to tiebreaker, and then unfortunately Kane kind of twisted his ankle or his knee, and he came down on it wrong, and that led to Conrado making a pretty amazing comeback, all things considered, to win the final. The final score in Minnesota was 0 the other way, and then 9-7 Conrado's way to make it 4 in a row. Now, that being said, Kane still leads the tour by about 250 points right now. But this is going to be an interesting season because we've extended the season to run from the beginning of 25 all the way through halfway point of 26 as we pivot back to a fall to spring schedule. So there's going to end up being 13 or 14 tier 1s in there, plus a whole slew of satellite events. And we're going to take the top 10 results, the players' best 10 results from all those events, and that's going to determine their year-end points. So right now, Conrado has a bunch of really low point finishes that he's going to be able to replace with finishes from the 4 events that we have going out the rest of the way. And if he plays really well, and if he wins, say, 3 of the remaining 4 tournaments, Conrado will sew up the year-end title, irrespective of what Kane does. However, on the flip side, if my numbers are correct, and if nothing else changes, if Kane wins 2 of the remaining 4 tier 1s, and he makes the final of the other 2, I should say, then he pretty much will ensure himself a lead that cannot be supplanted no matter what Conrado does. So there's a lot at stake, and it starts this weekend. I want to talk a little bit about the draw or the tournament this particular weekend. We have 34 players, I believe, in the pro draw. 36. Yeah, there's 36 players in the draw. That's enough to get us around a 64, which we don't really have that often lately, and so that's great. We're starting to see more and more players kind of flow in. We see a lot of juniors starting to play a lot. The high school national champion Grant Williams, who just was crowned a couple weeks ago, he's in this draw, and we have a bunch of internationals that are kind of getting ready for next month's Pan American Racquetball Championship and getting some cycles in. We do, just as a housekeeping note, we're missing 3 players from the top 20 at this event. We're missing Jaime Martel, who is nursing a wrist injury, as I'm told, and we're missing the 2 leading Argentinian players, Hirsa Miranda and Diego Garcia, who are both ranked in the teens. They were at the previous event, but couldn't fund a trip long enough to stick around for a 3rd successive IRT event. Otherwise, the entire top 20 is present and accounted for, plus a big chunk of 21 through 30. Some of the matches that I'm going to be looking for as in the early rounds, we do have some rematches and some interesting matches to look out for. In the 32s, I like the 16-17 match, which is Sam Bredenbeck versus Robbie Collins. These are 2 guys that are veterans of tour, kind of a distinct styles. Robbie is a lefty and he plays with some pop, but of course Sam is one of the more powerful players on tour. Grant Williams, if he wins his play-in, he gets to play against Kane. So that's kind of a fun one. We'll see whether or not Kane takes it easy on him. Probably not. Jordi Alonso missed the last event. I'm not sure why. It might have been something travel related. He gets to go up against DJ Mendoza, who's kind of a young and up-and-comer USA player and just made his first adult national team. A couple other 32s to look out for. We get another rematch of another young USA junior in Cole Sendry. He plays a Bolivian veteran in Kadim Carrasco. They played at the 32s of the last event, and Kadim really put a hurting on him. Let's see if Cole can kind of flip the switch here. One last really great round of 32 match for those of you who have IRT Club or maybe have an extra streaming package. Eric Trujillo plays his countryman Diego Gastelum in the round of 32. They also played last week or 2 weeks ago and had a really kind of tough match there. In the 16s, look for Eduardo Portillo, who, Eduardo is now a full-time pilot, so his schedule makes it a little difficult for him to play full-time. But he's back, and he is going to set it to play against Alan Matera in the 8 versus 9 seed match. Those matchups are always great and always really tight. In the 7 seed versus 10 seed, we're going to have Adam Mania going against Javier Mar. Mar forfeited out of the last event with his back kind of stiffened up, and so he saved himself for doubles. This seems to be like a recurring thing with Javier. He ends up he gets the injury bug. And so we'll see if Adam can, who's right now seeded 10th, but who finished 6th last year on tour. He's trying to work his way back from an injury himself. Otherwise, the round of 16 looks pretty straightforward. I love the possible quarterfinals that we're going to have. If I project my predictions out, we're going to have Kane versus Portillo. Portillo has played him tough in the past, so that's no cakewalk for Kane. I like Rodrigo Montoya and Jake Bredenbeck in the 4 versus 5 quarter. Two of the hardest hitters on tour. Rodrigo dies all over the court. And make sure you tune in. I'll support your sponsors, and remember to support Racquetball.
Welcome back, everybody, to Fantastic Friday. You are joining us here at the 2026 Shamrock Shootout in Schaumburg, Illinois. I'm Carrie Reitmeyer, bringing you the match between our number 1 seeded player, Kane WASELENCHUK, and our number 16 seeded player, Sam Bredenbeck. Kane winning the serve. Diego Gastelum is our head ref. Fabio will be joining us shortly. Hopefully you tuned in at the beginning of this to see Todd Boss give us his rundown of the round of 16s. I believe this is going to be a very hard-hitting match, if nothing else. I watched Sam play yesterday, and I am sure I've not seen somebody hit his drive serves as hard as Sam did yesterday. That's a short serve. Going down the left-hand line to Sam's backhand. Kane coming with a second serve. 1 serving 0. Nice shot by Sam. Wide angle pinch. Nice serve, great return by Kane. Nice shot by Sam, taking a down the line shot. Kane's forehand gets him back in the service box. 0 serving 1. Something dropped, maybe a piece of Sam's racket. He noticed it right away. So getting rid of that on the court. The door on this court is on the sidewall. It's just out of your view, but the door getting into the court is on the left-hand side here. Kane driving. 1 serves 1. Set up for Kane off the back wall. Yeah. And in those instances, you just have so many options. And as Sam, you can only cover, you know, so many. Kane will take a look at what he thinks you're expecting and do something else. 2, serving 1.
Good serve. 3, serving 1.
That serve was called good. I happened to be looking away, but yep, and Sam agrees. Good serve. 3, serving 1. Kane actually said sorry. I think maybe because Kane thought it was going to go where Sam had anticipated, but it caught that sidewall and jetted back to the left instead of to the right. 4, serving 1. Ace serve. Sam's forehand. 5, serves 1. Hard pass down the left line, out of Kane's reach. Side out. Sam back in the box. 1, serving 5. Going on the IRT Club stream right now is Rodrigo Montoya and Jordi Alonso. If you're an IRT Club member, go and check it out.
5, serving 1.
Agreed. Ace serve to the right-hand side. Another ace serve, this time to Sam's backhand. 7, serves 1. Diving attempt by Sam, but out of his reach, even his 6'2" reach. I think that's how tall he is. I guess I'm not sure. Sam's going to take a timeout. We'll stick around right here and talk to you about a couple different things. First up, what's next on the IRT tournament schedule? World Team Racquetball at the Warhawk Open at the end of March. Following that is the Players Championship in Fountain Valley, California, middle of April. Ending out April, I wasn't quite done. Ending out April, oh, that's okay. Ending out April, here we go, Missoula, Montana, Pro Nationals, and then following that at the end of May, the Meadow City Pro-Am, which just was bumped up to an IRT 700. So great opportunity for you to see pro players right in your local area if you're able to get out to any of those. Papanicholas is our presenting sponsor of this tournament, located right here in Chicago area. For all IRT players, fans, amateur players, everyone, use the code IRT50 to receive 50% off your entire coffee order. If Fabio was here, he would tell you it is some really good stuff. Got an update for you on the IRT club court. Rodrigo Montoya is leading Jordi Alonso 11-1 in the first game. We do have 2 other matches going on right now as well. I'll try to get updates on those for you as they come in. But we've got time back in. Sam took a timeout. We like to see if this is beneficial. Jake is playing, so he doesn't have his camp to talk to. But we'll see what adjustments, if any, he makes. Kane serving 9-1. Great Z serve by Kane. Just stuck to that side wall. Yeah, Sam just leaving that too high. Gives Kane too many options right in the middle of the court. 11 serving 1. Skip ball from Kane. Gives Sam an opportunity to be in the service box and score here. And he needs it. Two serving 11. I'd say Sam maybe got away with one there. He probably should have chose a different shot. Kane was there and just pushed it into the ground. Oh, great reach by Sam. Nice series of shots there in that rally from Sam. Just so happens he was in the service box at the time, so gives him a point for serving 11. Coming with the drive serve. Short. That'll be second serve. Appreciate everybody watching. If you haven't heard the news, we are now available on TikTok and Instagram, as well as YouTube and Facebook. So reaching a lot more people, and it's been fun to hear the positive comments. Great. Oh, that skipped. Yep. Levin serving 4. Give us a shout out. Let us know where you're watching from. We appreciate it very much. Great down the line pass from Sam. Puts him back in the service box. Give us your predictions. Not necessarily only on this game, but on the tournament itself. You can find all the draws on r2sports.com or usaRacquetballEvents.com. Just click the Shamrock Shootout and you'll find the brackets, the draws, not just for this division, but all the divisions. Skip ball. Yeah, Kane's saying he's in the middle of the court and looking for a hinder. The head ref is not giving him that. Yep, screen serve.
Screen serve.
Second serve coming up, 5 serves 11. We have a late call. That's probably just the frustrating thing is just that it was a late call. It was away from me, so I couldn't tell. It certainly was very close. But both players are just wanting the ref to make the call. It was a second serve. Short serve, Kane in the box, 11 serving 5. Skip ball.
12, serving 5.
Set up for Kane off the back wall, and yeah, easy put away. Kane doing Kane things.
13, serving 5.
Rodrigo leading the game against Jordy, 13 to 5.
Point 14, serving 5.
First game point opportunity for Kane here in game number 1, 14 serving 5. Coming with the drive serve, I'm going to guess to Sam's forehand. And I was wrong.
No.
That ball died in the back corner, back right corner here. Kane not able to retrieve it. Sam in the box, 5 serving 14. Great pass by Kane down the right-hand side. Sam attempts to dive, but unable to get that.
14, serving 5.
14 serving 5. Set up off the back wall for Sam. Puts it away in the right front corner, giving him another opportunity to get in and score. 5 serving 14. Skip ball.
6, serving 4.
6 serving 14, I believe. Second serve. Had a great view of that. Kane takes that shot just right in front of me. Beautiful backhand,
14, serving
right down
6.
the line. 14 serving 6. Short serve. Boy, the athleticism by Sam in that shot, totally running to the front left, and Kane putting the ball in the back right. He just had to make a sharp turn, able to win that rally. Back in the box, 6 serving 14. Short serve, second serve coming up. Fourth time in the box for Kane at 14. And a nice pass there by Kane to take match number 1. The players are going to take a 2-minute break, and we're going to do the same. Come back on, join us on IRT Live. Welcome back, everybody, to Fantastic Friday. You're joining us here. Match already in progress between Kane WASELENCHUK, Sam Bredenbeck. Kane taking game number 1, 15-6.
Second game, serve.
We are at the Shamrock Shootout here in Schaumburg, Illinois. Oh, gosh. Great behind the back return on a serve from Kane. And as I've said, Kane doing Kane things. Then it didn't help that Sam got a weird bounce off the side wall there. Short serve. The Rodrigo and Jordy match is over. That score, coincidentally, also the same. Game number 1, 15-6. Rodrigo. Pretty shot by Sam. Gets him back in the box, 0, serving 2. God, just a rocket of a serve, but Kane there to retrieve that, making it look easy. And I'm sure it's not. Two, serving 0. Short serve. High Nick lob coming to Sam's backhand, takes it to the ceiling. Oh, Sam had his opportunity in what he wanted there. Unforced error. High Nick lob coming again. Kane is one of the best at that serve. Sam returning it nicely with the setup now. Again, getting the opportunity he wanted and needed, but just not able to execute the shot. 4, serving 0. Drive serve now from Kane. That's an ace serve. Yep, ace serve.
5, serving 0.
Moving his position a little bit in the box, Kane with another drive serve, attempting to Sam's forehand service short. Pro players are playing with the Formula Full blue ball. The amateurs, this is the last tournament that the amateurs will be playing with the black ball. Response and reviews have been very positive about both balls. And they play very similar if you haven't tried both. I personally like the blue ball not only to play with, but also to commentate. Easier to see than the black ball. So that gives it that extra little star from me. 6, serving 0. Blasting a serve
7, serving 0.
perfectly down the line. Sam unable to get a racket on it. 7, serving 0. Little contact there. Players play through it
Serving 0.
as they should. Kane with another point, 8, serving 0. Short serve. The winner of this match moves on to play at 7 o'clock tonight. Great shot by Kane. You know, we always think you got to hit it low, you got to hit a winner, you got to hit it, you know, so they can't retrieve it in one bounce. Instead, this ball was a little bit higher, pushed off to the right, making Sam have to do a 180 to come back and get it, but it's a foot off the ground.
Short serve.
Setup for Kane. Oh, and he skipped it. Saw the setup coming. Sam in here, 0-9. He's really got to figure out something that's going to make Kane feel uncomfortable so he can get some points on the board here. And he does it. Sam gets his first point of game number 2. But not with that one. Welcome, Fabio. I got my cohort back. It's been an interesting game.
WASELENCHUK clearly still in control. Here's an 8-point lead in game 2. That's an ace serve. Yes, it is. It just barely passed that short line.
We could see it, though.
In the crack, yeah.
That one's short.
Short serve.
Update for you. Alan Natera won the first game against Lalo. I don't have a score there. And then...
right now, Rodrigo Montoya is leading in game 2, 7-2 versus Jordi Alonso. So Montoya took game 1 as well.
Ten serving 1. High Nick lob. We've seen him do that on his second serve.
Wow, what a return by Sam.
Short serve. Another drive serve coming from Sam.
A return down the line by Kane. Just hit the sidewall.
And we heard his racket hit the sidewall.
Yeah.
Oh my.
That was a good recovery, though.
What a great get by Kane. And then Sam staying in there, putting the ball away.
We got a good angle on that one. It was just great to see how Kane changed direction completely and, you know, went along with that shift. Regardless, though, Sam came back to get that one. Wow. Had a bit of a backhanded slice. Awesome.
Complete control.
Yeah.
Rocket.
Backhanded shot. 11 serving 1. Timeout taken by Sam. Bredenbeck players take a 1-minute break. We will return as well here on IRT Live.
You agree
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are live once again here at 2026 Shamrock Shootout, brought to us by Papanicholas Coffee. Kane WASELENCHUK leading game 2, 11 serving 1. Good return.
Effective timeout.
Effective. I love it. Sam with a beautiful backhanded shot.
Oh, does it not quite.
Didn't make it. You know what I like about that serve from Sam? Even though it wasn't the best serve, but you know he took some speed off of it, and he went for the location, and it wasn't a kill shot. So you know it's a good serve to change strategy.
11-1.
Cross court.
Yeah, and you just can't leave that up. You know,
No.
I know he was going for the winner pinch, but leaves it up. Kane's right there.
Serving 1. Sam just cleaning his eye guards a little bit. You can't see him on the screen, but he's cleaning his eye guards. Now he's done. Checking in with Kane. Kill shot from that splat.
13-0-1.
That was a close call for Sam. He put the racket on that one. Down the line winner. You know, Sam knew that he didn't get good location on that shot to the right. Of course, Kane is saying, hey, I'm not going to hit you. Don't worry about it. Yeah, he didn't trust the referee to give him the replay, even though Sam was in front of that call. Serving 1. This is match point for WASELENCHUK. Short serve. Short serve's called.
Set up for Kane. Sam tracks it down. Oh, another good get by Sam.
Setup. Oh, and the fadeaway. We saw him do that yesterday as well.
Yes, we did see him do that. That is, again, Kane doing Kane things.
Yeah.
Big windup. Go back and watch that. That's just beauty.
Look at this. Take a look at this. Replay. Boom. Handling. Gone. A fist bump right there.
Oh, gosh. That wraps up this match. Kane WASELENCHUK taking it in 2, 15-6, 15-1. We have a little bit of a break here. And we'll be coming back at 2 p.m. bringing you the number 1 seed, Javier Mar Rodrigo Montoya, taking on the number 9 seed, Alvaro Beltran, Jonathan Flores. That it will absolutely be a crowd pleaser. That match went 11-10 tiebreaker, going to the world champions in Minnesota just 2 weeks ago. So you're going to want to come back and watch that. We'll see you here at 2 o'clock on IRT Live.